MJF's AEW return has been drastically pushed back. Elsewhere, a released WWE star's AEW debut has fallen through. And Darby Allin has been hit by a bus. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news. MJF's return has been drastically pushed back. Sources close to the situation have confirmed to Wrestle purists, and they've said that he's had surgery on his left shoulder.
Yes, MJF was originally aiming for a March return and met with Tony Khan in Boston to discuss creative plans. The injuries to MJF and Adam Cole have dramatically affected creative plans for MJF versus the Undisputed Kingdom feud. My goodness, they have completely castrated, haven't they? Max was looking to wrap the program up. There was no timetable for his return.
I reckon cut your losses with the Undisputed Kingdom and Adam Cole, and just whenever he comes back, just have him do something else. It doesn't need to be them. And Adam Cole doesn't need to be involved with them. Not for a while. It just feels like the Undisputed Kingdom are led by a wrestler who can't wrestle, even though he's very, very good, and hopefully he can in the near future. And I think maybe they'd be better more as just Roddy Strong's little stable of lads. Yeah,
there were still legs in Adam Cole maybe being there in person and cutting promos from the wheelchair like a good heel would do, you know, can't put your hands on me, that kind of stuff. But just the sort of story time with Adam Cole, it just made you think, oh, what could be if he was fit and ready? Because they were apparently just taking more precaution by not having him fly out to all the arenas to make his recovery more smooth. But yeah, it's just, I guess it's Cole now, but he can walk again. Yeah,
he stood up at the pay-per-view at Dynasty, but it's a tremendous shame as well, obviously, for MJF. But I think not only is it good because it gives him more of a chance to fully recover and everything, but also by the time he eventually does come back, I think anticipation will have built even more.
Oh yeah, massive baby face.
Yes.
Heel turn on arrival. Nah, he might do. It's him, isn't it?
You never know. Also, another AEW wrestler's return has been pushed back as well. During AEW World's End last year, we remember that Miro defeated Andrade El Idolo in a singles match following a shocking betrayal by CJ Perry, who turned on Andrade. Now Andrade obviously is back in WWE. Miro he won that match and seemed to be starting a bit of a role, but he's since been absent from AEW television.
Yeah, Fightful Select provided the update on Miro, saying that AEW were hoping he would be back in a couple of months, but he's behind schedule. There's been stuff going on in his personal life. I know that CJ revealed that Miro and CJ have been divorced or separated, whatever the right term is there. So there's obviously stuff to sort out in his personal life. I just hope he's all right, me. It's a shame to see how little he's wrestled for AEW so far. I know he's been doing extracurricular sort of like acting stuff as well. There was some sort of police show he was involved in, I think last year or the year before. But I just hope he's all right.
Yeah, me too. My contact lens is trying to escape my eye as we speak, but it's all right. I'm trying to still, just in case anybody noticed, while you were explaining what's been going on with Miro, I was like shuddering in my chair.
The Monday equivalent of the Triple H quad tear, working hurt, you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's a shame for Miro as well. Again, hopefully when he finally comes back, it's a big deal. And also, hopefully he gets something substantial to get his teeth into, because there's been lots of speculation online that he doesn't like doing the jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's any actual evidence for that, but it's the fact that he comes back, wins a few, and then disappears again for a long time.
Yeah, I mean the feud with CJ, not the on-screen one where he didn't like her being there because the business made her bad, and then she didn't want him being bad because I forget what the storyline was.
It was a very strange,
It needs tied up, doesn't it? Just ended if people want to see that sort of thing. So that could be a launching point for him, I don't know.
Yeah, he's always a great promo, so whatever they'd give him to try and tie a bow on things, I'm sure he can pull it off.
Of course he can.
More AEW wrestler injury news, unfortunately, as well, as Fightful Select have reported that the former TBS champion Julia Hart was injured again in the lead up to the match where she dropped her title at AEW Dynasty, and now she might require surgery for her injured shoulder. That's obviously where she lost to Willow Nightingale, and that might explain why the match was kept relatively short and simple.
Yeah, I was thinking just because it was that short and one finish, I was thinking they're making Willow look strong. We've seen sort of just across the divide, Trick Willie being made to look very strong by Carmelo Hayes. Not many false finishes in those matches, so I thought they were going for a similar vibe there. So it's a shame to hear that Julia is also hurt.
It did also maybe inadvertently make Willow look really strong as well, though, which is good.
One big bomb for the finish.
Yeah, she's going to powerbomb her through the canvas to hell, and she did. But now she might lose to Mercedes. Well, she's surely going to lose to Mercedes Moné.
No, she shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't.
Mercedes is a liar, right? I'm going there.
Okay.
Because Mercedes slipped off that turnbuckle. Willow didn't push her.
Oh, in the original match.
Justice for Willow.
I think the best thing to do would be, you can't have Mercedes lose her first match. But if she turns heel in the process, because everyone knows that Mercedes Moné is a much better heel than she is a babyface.
Oh, yeah.
She's an incredible heel. And even a delivery in babyface promos, she comes across, you're like, oh, you're a bad guy. You're not very nice. So I think maybe that'll be the way they go.
Well, they might do, yeah.
Powerhouse Hobs also went down with an injury during his match against John Moxley on the latest edition of Dynamite. Many people weren't too big a fan of that match, and that might be a big reason why in hindsight. The extent of the injury is unknown, but Fightful have confirmed that the Wrestling Observer's report, have confirmed the report by the Wrestling Observer that it is a significant injury and that he's not expected back anytime soon. That's another big shame.
It is, because he's one of those ones that sort of gets going, gets a big title opportunity, title match there, big stage to show what you can do, and then it's just another setback. Him and Wardlow are part of the same crew in that respect, I would say.
Yes, I would agree with that. And it's a shame because he was starting to, the Don Callis family as a whole are starting to, the tensions with Ospreay are bubbling over. I'm very confused where they're going with that storyline, because if and when Ospreay decides to break away from them, who's he gonna? He's already wrestled them all in these like friendly matches.
I just think they'll go their separate ways. Ospreay's, he's a bit of a silly goose, isn't he? He doesn't realise they're being bad men. But I don't know.
Oh, I'm just being a friend to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm retiring the Tiger title.
Just like that.
Yes. Next up, Fightful Select have reported that plans for Shelton Benjamin to possibly jump to AEW have fallen through. Ross, what's been going on
Yeah, there was going to be a program for Shelton, but they slowed down. The talks about the program, what that program could be. Many have speculated on the Reddit machine, haven't they?
Yes, they have, because it seems apparently that Shelton was set to face someone in AEW or work some sort of program with someone, but then somebody got sidelined, in the words of Fightful Select, and he's actually going to go and work Progress instead. Good for him, and good for Progress. But
good for Simon Miller.
I was trying to think who that could be. Who could that possibly... Yeah, good for Simon Miller. Who could that possible opponent of his be that got sidelined? And people on Reddit, as you've said, were saying that Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship could have been one.
It's a story that writes itself. Obviously, Shelton with his background, the Yuta being the shooter that he is.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Wheeler shooter. Yeah. Very good. Oh, do people not use that already?
I don't know.
You might have invented something fantastic there.
I mean, the great Yuta was good enough from me on the podcast, but we'll take Yuta the shooter all day long.
Shelton was released from his WWE contract on September 21st last year, ending his second tenure of 6 years with the company and effectively disbanding the team of, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. I almost forgot about them.
And now Cedric has a new-ish tag team where they had a fashion show with each other.
All right.
With Ashante, do you remember?
Oh, Ashante the Adonis, yes. Okay,
and then it went nowhere.
Yeah.
I saw Cedric getting jobbed out again on, was it SmackDown last week or the week before? Yeah.
It's a shame. However, a lot of people on that same Reddit thread where they were speculating who could Shelton have been about to face were also saying that even if he doesn't come into AEW straight away or doesn't come in as an active wrestler, his wealth of experience and behind-the-scenes knowledge and training ability and everything, that would come in very handy.
Yeah, 20 years wrestling on TV basically will be handy for like young up-and-comers who haven't done that sort of thing before.
Absolutely. And now, let's talk about Jinder Mahal, another person who was sadly released from WWE very recently, but it's been revealed that he's got a new new ring name in the works, which he's trademarked, Ross.
Yeah, so his real name is, God, brace yourselves, everybody, Yuvraj Desi, I think is how it's going to pronounce it. And he's filed for the trademark of the wrestling name of Raj Desi. And he's also got the nickname of the Maharaja in the trademark there as well.
Seems to heavily imply that he's not going to be missing for very long before. I'm sure another promotion would snap him up straight away.
It's just going to be effective, isn't he? You hear the name Jinder Mahal, certain emotions get triggered in your head, and then just, I don't know, things will happen. Because it was weird, because when he was called upon, I just go back to that little stuff with Tony Khan. Tony Khan made it a thing, didn't he, when he was on Raw, the promo with The Rock. Jinder did his job very well there. Yeah. But he's always got that little stigma just because he's Jinder. Yeah. He maybe wasn't, world heavyweight title material back in 2017.
No, I think he's very effective as well. And I think the main thing I'm thinking is obviously everybody looks smaller than they actually are in WWE. He's going to look huge as a heel. And so imagine him coming out to batter someone in Impact. Oh my God, look at the size of it. Not Impact, sorry, TNA. Yeah, still getting used to that, bloody hell. And it's good that he's managed to get his nickname the Maharaja as well. Very good. And finally, Darby Allin was hit by a bus. It just never stops for him.
Yeah, because he suffered the broken foot, obviously, just before his planned hiatus from AEW to go and climb Mount Everest. And now he's been hit by a bus in New York City.
On social media, Darby revealed that he'd been hit by a bus in New York, perhaps explaining why he had been seen with bandages on his nose in recent pictures. A lot of people saw this before the news of the bus, and everyone was going, Darby's been hanging out with all these people, but why is he looking such a state? It's because he'd been literally hit by a bus. He also posted on Instagram with a caption explaining as well.
Yeah, he says that awkward moment when you're crossing the street in New York with a broken foot and get hit by a bus. Dramatic ellipsis. At least I can have a good time with at Raymond Pettibon and have a great catch a Broadway show.
You went to see a Broadway show?
You can do anything.
Very nice.
But to be fair, Darby, you see the things he does in his spare time. This is just normal for him, isn't it? Just getting hit by a bus on a Sunday afternoon.
I know the cliche about New Yorkers in films and stuff is that they're massively impatient. I just say in films because I've never experienced New York myself as an English boy. But apparently it's true. You should have said I'm walking here. And then,
but with that accent as well.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
He's Irish now as well.
I did like Brody King's response to this news of Darby Allin getting hit by a bus, saying he was driving the bus and he wished he'd just hit him harder or something like that. Richard, please put the tweet there. Thank you, Richard. I forgot what it said.
Classic heel stuff there from Brody King. Well, that's all it's not all very good news. There's a lot of injury talk there and stuff, but hopefully everybody's all right. Hopefully Darby as well recovers pretty quickly. He seems in high spirits about it.
As he would be.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Imagine the thrill. That's what he'll be in it for. The thrill of getting hit by a bus.
And imagine the thrill of tonight's stream as Adam Pacitti reacts live to the Raw draft, the second half of the draft this week in WWE. You can find his reactions as the show is on air at youtube.com/cultaholic/live. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. We'll be doing it. We only realised recently, another pay-per-view this weekend.
May the 4th, it is Backlash in La France.
We'll be doing pitches for that. You'll be doing WTF moments. I'll be doing what happened at. There'll be predictions and reactions and all the sort of stuff. The wrestling never stops.
It doesn't?
No, and we love it. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the earlier news video on this channel today if you haven't already as well, and we'll see you very soon.